All right, welcome back. Hopefully you went ahead and added your thread on for me. That way it's easier for us to get started. All right, now the way to do fringe, and I'm going to show you how to do 3 levels of fringe, is to remember that you want them layered. Okay, you want them kind of like the ripples on a dress. So the first thing we're going to do is you're coming out of one edge, and again, it doesn't matter what edge. Okay, we're going to put 3. I'm going to use the cream. If you want to use different colors, you're more than welcome to. I usually do 2 rows that have little to no color or basic background color and a extra feature, and then 1 row of highlight. So since we're going to do 3, you're going to need 1 thread coming out of here, 1 thread coming out of here, 1 thread coming out of here. So you're going to go through the 4th from where you're at, or well, actually, I'm sorry, 4th set, 3rd from where you're at. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to go down. Okay, now you're going to come back up the one behind it. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. Add 3, 1, 2, 3. Add 1, 1, 2, 3. And so now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go down. Now, what I also sometimes, you can count it in a number of different ways, so whatever is easiest for you. Once I get going, a lot of times what I'll think of is how many is from the row before. So see, here's the first row. Okay, so here's the second row. So there's 2 from the row before. So I go 1 back, and if you notice, I'm being very consistent. I'm going through the back, okay, so that each time the thread is laying and the ripple is laying the exact same way. So I need to advance for 2. Okay, so when I put my needle up through, I always go to the back. You know what, this is so pretty, I may end up only doing 2 rows. So I'm going to pick up 3, 1, 3, and I'm going to go in the second one. Now, as you get a little more comfortable, you can start doing more movements as 1 step instead of doing them as 2 or 3 steps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up 3, 1, 3, and I'm going to go down and right back up and under. And so there's only 1 pull now instead of 2. But again, make sure they're all lined up. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more as you're watching. And then I'm going to act like I'm at the end and I'm coming back. Okay, so I'm going to skip 1, 2. Go up under. Yeah, one of the other things too is that if you are right-handed, try and keep your tools way off to the right or on your left, because your thread is always going to drag on the right side. Okay, put 2 in. Tuck it up under. All right, so we're going to act like this is our last stitch. Okay, so you're going to go in just like you would normally. Okay, so let's just pretend that that stitch is right here. Now, I will tell you that sometimes the count is off. Depends on what side you started on, depends on if you got your rows perfectly correct. If it's off, just stretch it a little bit. If you have to add an extra bead to make it lay right, that's okay too. That all happens as the creativity part of the whole process. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my thread up just like I was before from the back. Okay, but this time I'm actually going to move it to the front And here's what I want you to see. And the reason I did it that way is so you can understand what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up, let's pick up 5 of the red. Okay. Now, I want it to go over the top. Okay. But if I go here, that open spot, then that means I've only got 3 in between. What I'm actually going to do is the 4th one, which, yes, there's something in the way. And so you kind of have to pick up a little bit. Okay. And watch what happens. Oop, oop, oop. I caught the thread. Did not mean to do that. When I do it in the front. Okay, it's going to give this nice little ripple effect. Now, I'm going to show you that one more time, and then I'm going to show you another way that you can do it. So, it'll be your choice to go back and figure out where you want it. Now, I'm going to go back up, take it back 1, and come up. And again, you see how I'm coming from behind. 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to go down the same one. That it was in. And I know I'm blocking the camera. I'm sorry. It's hard to do the stitch and keep the camera perfect. Okay. So now watch. See that little nice little ripple? Okay. Again, make sure that you come up from the back. And we're going to do 5. Okay. And we're going to go back through. See if I can get it in there with you guys being able to see it. Okay, there it goes. All right, now, this time I'm going to change the direction just so you can see the difference. Okay, now I'm going to go back up the back again, but this time I'm going to go ahead and go through the bead so that I'm coming up from the back of the bead. So now my thread's coming out the back. Okay, I'm going to add my 5. All right, so the thread is coming out right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, get a little closer here if you can see this. The thread's coming out here. I'm going to go over this post, through the front. Hang on, I got caught. Okay, now watch what happens. When I come down, okay, and pull that. Now you can kind of see it from the back. Can you see it there in the back? Okay, so if I do that again, it's going to do from the back. See it? Now you can go front to back if you want, but that's the difference of just going from one direction to the other. All right, let's go back to the other side, or to the other one we were doing. Get my beads back off there for us. Okay, now I want to show you one more type of fringe, and for that I'm going to have to move back to where I was in the front because I need a separate piece here. Give me 1 second to set this up for you so you can see, and I'll show you how to do a little crown. Again, this is so that you can do different fringes. Once you get the hang of fringe, you can also be very creative. Some of them are just amazing how fun and creative you can be. And almost every time I do fringe, I try something different even if it doesn't work. And sometimes it just amazes me. Okay, one other type of fringe that we can do. And we're going to pick up 2 white, 1 red, the mini fringe, 1 red, and this time only 1 white. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and go back through only the very first white. So I'm going to leave on a white, a red, and a fringe on either side. Okay? So I'm going to go through that one single white at the base, and I'm going to pull it tight, and I'm going to go back through the hole right next to where my thread came out. And look at that. Can you see it? It's like a little picket. Okay? And so the same thing, I'm going to pick up 2, 1 red, 1 fringe, 1 red, and only 1 white. And then I'm going to turn my needle around and go through only the first white and come back and go through and look at that. Aren't those cute? Okay, so there's lots of different styles of fringe. You can pick and choose from what I've showed you. Basically, you need to go all the way down one side, come all the way back, then move your thread or cut your thread and start over and go all the way down and all the way back. What I would encourage is that you only do one type of fringe per bracelet. Okay, it would look a little silly if you had one type fringe here and on the bottom you had a different type. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this bead along. Please, 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 if you have any questions, email me, message me. I will gladly answer any questions you have. And please post your work so that I can see it, so everybody can see it, and what you thought of this bead along. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next one. It's Krafty Max for Krafty Max Originals.